What's going on, everybody? I hope you had a fantastic week so far and you're enjoying your weekend overall. This is NYG Jeffy T 85 here, and I'm bringing you my New York Giants keys to victory for the Week 15 matchup against the Washington Commanders at FedEx Field, another divisional game. And this is pretty much the fourth of four divisional games in a row. And the New York Giants have not had very good luck when it comes to their divisional games against their key divisional rivals. As the Giants right now, in their last three divisional games, they are 0, 2, and 1. After being defeated by the Dallas Cowboys all the way back in Week 12 on Thursday Night Football, then having a tie against the Washington Commanders at MetLife Stadium in Week 13, and obviously last week in Week 14, the Giants get absolutely pulled and destroyed by the Philadelphia Eagles. So the Giants are going into this game right now at 7-5-1, along with the Washington Commanders, who are also 7-5-1, and this is going to be the biggest football game of the season for the New York Giants, and as well as for the Washington Commanders. Both these teams right now are looking at this game as pretty much their season. Both teams are trying to establish themselves as playoff teams. Both these teams are looking at this game as a way to get themselves into position to make the playoffs this year. It's just a question of, can both these teams go out there and execute the plays necessary, go out there and make the type of game-changing plays to put themselves over the top and put themselves in a position where they could be able to make the playoffs this year. That's the question right now with both the Giants and the Commanders. But obviously, from a Giants perspective, this team right now has got to get back to what they were doing successful in the beginning of the season. That's including running the football, stopping the run more consistently, play action pass rush, front four their pass rush, and being able to cover much better in the back end of the defense. And of course, being able to run block a lot better overall, because that's what made this offense at least somewhat respectable, was being able to run the football consistently. And obviously what we've been seeing lately is that the New York Giants have not been able to establish a consistent running game because teams are stacking the box. They're taking Saquon Barkley and that running game out of the way, including Daniel Jones with these bootleg runs, and they're going to be able to go out there and force the Giants to pass on the outside. And that's what's been hurting this Giants offense, is they just don't have the personnel on the outside to be able to get a consistent passing game going. Because nobody respects our wide receivers. Nobody respects Darius Slayton, Richie James, Isaiah Hodgins, Marcus Johnson, whoever the hell you want to throw out there, wide receiver. Kenny Golladay. That's the thing right now, is that nobody respects our wide receiver play. Well, it's got to change now. You got no choice. If you want to become a playoff team this year, you're going to have to go out there and put balls to the wall. Go out there, make the plays necessary. Go out there and take chances. Because this is what you're going to have to do in this game. You're going to have to go out there and take chances. You can't fall back on your laurels. You can't just say that, we're going to run the football down this team's throat. No. You're going to have to have to open it up. You're going to have to force these teams, including the Washington Commanders on Sunday, to play strong pass defense and make them take chances. You're going to have to take chances on Sunday. That's plain and simple. But you're not here to hear me spiel out, the rah-rah speech about the Giants going out there and, doing this and do that. You're hearing this video to check out my keys to victory. So I'm going to start out with my keys to victory for the New York Giants to pull off this victory against the Washington Commanders and boost their record to 8-5-1. It still annoys me that the fact I have to say that 1 at the end of this season. But That's just where we are right now. We're a 7-5-1 team after we tied the Commanders back in Week 13. But here are my keys to the victory. And I'm going to keep saying this key until this team figures out how to stop the run. To me, that's the number one key. We have to stop the run. We gave up 253 yards rushing to the Philadelphia Eagles. It doesn't matter if it was Jalen Hurts, Miles Sanders, Boston Scott, Kenneth Gainwell. It doesn't matter who it is. The Philadelphia Eagles were having their way, running the football on us. And shout out to my guys, Coach Ed Gladney and NYG22 of Unpopular Opinion Sports. We went over some game film, a little bit of game film on the Philadelphia Eagles offensive line and how they were going against our defense, including our defensive line, our linebackers, even taking out our safeties. And the type of unity they had on their offense in terms of their blocking to open up the holes, to make sure they can get their running game going. We need to find some designed defensive plays to counter what these offenses are doing, and we need to have stronger linebacker play. I know it's a very, very hard concept to say because our linebackers have been such a disaster this year so far in terms of stopping the run. Well, you know what? They're going to have to play the games of their lives this weekend and go out there and make sure Brian Robinson, who's starting to get going now running the football, and Antonio Gibson don't start running wild in this game. Because we gave up about 100 plus yards from them last time we played these guys. And you don't think the Washington Commanders see the Giants' weakness in the middle of that defense and the fact the Giants can't stop the run? You don't think the Washington Commanders are targeting that right now with the fact that the Giants struggle so much to stop the run on a consistent basis? Washington's going to look at that, and they're going to have some design runs with Gibson and with Robinson to try to go out there and find ways to pick up those big chunk yards in the running game. That's exactly what Washington is going to try to do against us in this game. They're going to try to pick up some design runs against us and tell us pretty much, we are going to keep running this football down your throat until you can find a way to stop it. And I don't blame them. Because what the hell? Why would they not? When the Giants have been so abysmal at stopping the run this year. I don't blame them one bit. So number one key, and I'm going to keep repeating this until this football team finally figures out how to do it, stop the run. No more 200 plus yard rushing games by the opposing team. Go out there, stuff the middle, play better at linebacker, come in, don't get beaten in the inside zone, don't get beaten on the outside, stop the run. Plain and simple. We are not winning these football games week in and week out if we cannot stop the run at a more consistent basis, because it's hurting our team. It's hurting our defense. Go out there and stop the run. Make sure Brian Robinson and Antonio Gibson do not go crazy in this game. Number 2. Rush with 4. I was talking about this with a couple of my guys on the BigBlue crew on Wednesday night. Wink Martindale loves to blitz. We all know that. He's going to live and die on the sword of blitzing. But the problem is you don't have the personnel right now in the backfield with Adoree Jackson and Xavier McKinney, both out with injury. You need to find a way to blitz with 4. And you have the talent in the front 4 to be able to only blitz 4 guys. And you're going to have to hope these guys get home. Azeez Ojulari, Kayvon Thibodeau, Leonard Williams, and Dexter Lawrence. These 4 guys are capable of rushing the passer and creating havoc on the front 4, where you don't need to constantly have, linebacker blitzes, cornerback blitzes, safety blitzes. You can be able to rush 4 and cause enough chaos and havoc where you can force Heineke into an uncomfortable situation where he's going to make bad throws, or you're going to be able to tackle him for losses, get quarterback hits, and make him fumble the football or even throw a bad play into the middle of the field for an interception. That's the thing that I want to see this team do, is maybe change it up in terms of the pass rush. Pass rush is too simple. Try to rush with 4. And at least have a little bit more security in the back end of the defense. Unless Adoree Jackson and Xavier McKinney are back there along with Julian Love, you need to have 4 rush the passer. That's what Washington does. They rush the passer. They're getting Chase Young back from this game. They're going to mainly rush the passer with 4. Chase Young, Montez Sweat, Jonathan Allen, and Deron Payne. All 4 of those guys are capable of rushing the passers, just the 4 of them, and creating much havoc against Daniel Jones. That's what they did last time, especially in the interior of the offensive line. We need to find a way to rush 4 passers. Rush 4 guys in the pass rush. So at least you can have a little bit more of security in the back end of that defense. So my first key is stop the run. My second key is rush with 4. Pass rush with 4. My third key, I'm going to keep saying this one, run the damn football. And I'm going to say what I said in the last video, design runs. You don't necessarily just have to run the football. Why don't you develop some design runs on the field? Why don't you have some certain run plays on this team? Maybe 2 running backs. Use Barkley as a decoy. Use Brightwell as a decoy. Throw Breida or somebody in the passing game. Put him in the slot. Make teams think you're going to pass the football, but then you run it. Jet sweeps. Running back. Tosses. Have 2 running backs out there, and then you do a running back toss, and you have one of your other running backs block. Designed runs. Throw the defense off. Don't just think you're going to run the football right up the gut. Throw this defense off and try some different design runs out there. Make them think one thing, and then give them something else. Simple as that. Seriously, it's just simple as that. I would love to see that. Will the Giants do it? That's the mystery. Key number 4. And it was a big thing that happened in the game against the Eagles. Special teams. How bad was our special teams against the Philadelphia Eagles last week? And in general, how poor has our special teams been in a general statement, not including Graham Gano, the kicker? Tell me this, everyone. When was the last time we've had a consistent return game? I really want to know. That's a great question that I'm asking all of you. When was the last time we've had a consistent return game in the punt and the kick return? You want to go all the way back to Dwayne Harris back in 2016, 2017? You want to even go further back than that to Dominic Hickson in 2012 to 2007 to 2012? Or how about even going a little bit further back than that? Ron Dixon, back in the late 90s and early 2000s. Where has our return game been? Gary Brightwell, Richie James, Darnay Holmes. Even Adoree Jackson, they tried to throw him out there, and he got hurt. Luckily, it wasn't a more serious injury than it is. Where's our return game? Every single time, the best field position we get is if the ball goes into the back of the end zone and we start at the 25-yard line. We have no return game. What the hell has happened to Jamie Gillen? Some of us were actually saying this guy could be the punter. But his directional kicking has been horrendous. He's kicking the ball right to the defender, or right to the returner, who's returning it up the field. He's bobbling passes in the punt game. Case in point, what happened in the Eagles one, where he decides to rugby kick it, and he got called for kicking it twice. What the hell has happened to our punter? I have to smile because it's just infuriating, and I just don't want to feel like I want to yell and scream and rant. And even at the same time, what happened to our punt and kick coverage? That guy, once again, Boston Scott, after we had the block punt, the one time on special teams, we had the block punt by Ellison Smith, and they still almost ran it for a first down. Where's our punt and kick return coverage? That same time when we ran it in for a touchdown and got ourselves back in the game, there's Boston Scott streaking down the sideline all the way to our 35-yard line. Our punt and our kick coverage have got to be much better. Much better. Our special teams has got to be much better, because special teams is going to play a factor in this game. Not just kicking. Everything all together. And my fifth key to the game. So, stopping the run, rush with 4, run the football, design runs, and special teams. Fifth key to the game. It's time for the prime time players to show up. Daniel Jones, Saquon Barkley, Kayvon Thibodeau, Azeez Ojulari, Leonard Williams, Julian Love. It's time for these guys to show up. The passing game especially. We cannot keep going out there and trying to run the football down these teams' throats. The book is out on how to stop the New York Giants. Stack 9, stop Barkley, put a spy out there, take out Daniel Jones' running ability, and tell the New York Giants on offense, we are not letting you beat us with the run. You are going to beat us with the pass. They are going to make us pass the football. This is your time on primetime football. Sunday Night Football. The nation is watching. Daniel Jones is what? 0-9 on primetime? Go out there and show that you can be a primetime, big-time quarterback. Go out there and show them. Saquon Barkley, go out there and have yourself a game on primetime running the football and receiving the football. Kayvon Thibodeau, Dexter Lawrence, Leonard Williams, Azeez Ojulari, create that havoc on Sunday Night Football and make everybody remember the Big Blue pass rush. NASCAR is back. That's what I want to see. This is the biggest football game of the year for the New York Giants. By far. Our season rests on this game. Now you could say that there's other games this season that we could win to still get into the playoffs. That's true. But what was mine and a lot of Giants fans, the things that we said, win your divisional games. And we are 0-2-1. I'm sorry, 0-3-1. We've lost twice to Dallas. We got massacred by Philly, and we tied Washington. We got 2 divisional games left, starting this Sunday, and obviously Week 18 in Philadelphia. Win your divisional games, And that's how you can make a statement that you guys belong in the playoffs. This is the Giants' chance right here. My keys to the game are very simple. Stop the run, something we have not been able to do for weeks. Go out there and stop the run on a consistent basis. Rush 4 to the quarterback. Kayvon Thibodeau, Azeez Ojulari, Leonard Williams, Dexter Lawrence, O'Shane Ximines, Timon Fox, Justin Ellis, Henry Mondo, Jahide Ward, anybody, whoever it is, Ellerson Smith, Vernon Butler. Rush 4 to the quarterback so we can have some more help in the back end of our defense. Run the football with design runs. With Saquon Barkley, Gary Brightwell, Matt Breida. Go out there and have some design runs out there on the football field. Throw off the defense. Special teams has got to play a factor in this game. Punting has got to be better. Coverage has got to be better. Return game has got to be better. And fifth one, primetime players have to show up now. Your best players on this team have got to start showing up in these primetime games. This is the biggest game for the New York Giants this season. It's time for this football team to go out there and represent New York to the best of its ability. Throw it all out there on the line. Don't hold back. Go out there and just say, this is our season. We're not going to hold back. We're not going to keep the handcuffs on Daniel Jones. We're not going to keep the handcuffs on Saquon Barkley. We're not going to keep the handcuffs on this defense and this offensive line and everything on special teams. We are going to take the handcuffs off and we are going to go balls to the wall and realize if we're going to go down, we are going to go down swinging. We are going to go down fighting. We are going to go down as the New York Football Giants. That's how I would want to do this. Take the damn handcuffs off every single position on this team, and we are going to go down swinging as a football team against our divisional rivals. Go out there and beat the Commanders. This is NYG Jeffy T85, and these are your keys to victory for the New York Giants to defeat the Washington Commanders and boost their record to 8-5-1 on the season. If you like this video, hit the like button below. Sub up if you haven't already to NYG Jeffy T85 for more breaking news, updates, chatter, and keys to victory surrounding the New York Giants. Turn on the bell for notifications on the next video or short dropping on the channel surrounding the New York Giants. And you guys let me know in the comment section, what are your keys to the victory over the Washington Commanders? And if you agree with some of the keys in the video, so we can beat this damn team and get our friggin' first win in this division. And get back on track as a football team. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a great rest of your week. Enjoy the weekend. And New York Giants, go out there and represent. And let's go out there and get this victory against the damn Washington Commanders. Together Blue, everyone.